What was going on this week?
Okay, this week we took a group of kids from the Tongue River Elementary and Middle School History Club, and we went up the mountain for a 4-day adventure trying to find spots where the Thai flume was still intact. So we spent Monday in the library doing research, and Tuesday we went up the mountain and found a spot right past the Thai flume campground where we could find, with all these great historians with me, we could find spots where the flume was actually intact, where you could see the V and the trestle and all the foundation for the Thai flume. We also found a cabin up there where the Thai hacks probably stayed and traced the flume back to the beginning of one of the flumes. Then the next day, or that night, we spent the night at Kearns' cow camp in teepees, which was quite a rugged experience. We even had a teepee outhouse, which was delightful, right?
No? What was wrong with that?
You did not sleep in until 10:30. Anyways, we spent the night there, and the next morning we got up, and on an area above Kearns' cow camp, there's an old gold sluice. So we went up and discussed the differences between the Thai flume and a gold sluice, and spent some time panning for gold. And how did we do finding gold? No, we didn't do good.
So who's the richest? Who's the richest one here that I can borrow money from? You? You got a lot of gold?
Kind of.
Oh, there's the King Gold Panner, one
Actually,
of those two
Hayden
right
did
there.
find a few flakes. Not a lot, but a few.
Me too. I found some
Okay.
too.
We also went to the area up there above where the Thai flume begins to a splash dam. And the splash dam, they did a lot of work trying to figure out how the splash dam worked. And we have had, what kind of week? Yeah. Today we came here because we thought, okay, we've seen a log flume, we've seen the Thai flume, we've looked at gold sluices, and we decided today we needed to try out a
human flume.
So we've been on the water slides for a couple of hours.
And then we did plays.
Oh, and they also wrote their own historical plays.
And then Dean died.
And Dean died, sorry, Dean. And so they did.
Who was Dean?
Dean? Who was Dean?
An
How
old
did you
guy.
die?
He's an old man. And he was in the fire, only one person died. He had pneumonia. So he was all coughing up and the smoke made him die.
In which fire was that?
Rockwood 2.
Yeah, you want to tell them about it? Okay, Libby, tell them a little bit about.
Rockwood 2 was after the first Rockwood, and it had a really bad fire, and then
What was Rockwood?
It was a headquarters place where the Thai hacks stayed.
Cool.
Anybody want to tell him a little bit about why there were so many Thais coming down out of that place? Clever. Mesa can tell us why was the Thai flume built?
It was built so that they could ship ties down to help build the railroad.
And why did they need so many Thais? Somebody raise a hand. Speak loud.
They needed so many ties because they barely had the railroad built.
Okay, the railroad wasn't built yet. And how many Thais did it take to build 1 mile of railroad?
How many ties? Wasn't it like
Skylar, you remember?
300?
Ooh, no, more than 300.
It was like 1,000.
Ooh, more than that, or less than that. It was, who's got it?
Miss Huff.
Okay.
3,200 ties for each mile.
And how long did it take them to lay a mile?
A day.
1 day. Every day they laid 3,200 ties.
And then there was a bartender story.
Oh, do you
Libby
want the
knows
bartender
that.
story?
Libby!
She hasn't said anything
Kylie,
yet.
come here, Kylie. Okay. This is the great bartender story here.
Well,
Look up here, though, honey.
there were these 3 guys, and they were at a bar, and they got done drinking some whiskey. This guy walks in, he's like, "I'll bet you 2 gold $10 coins that I can ride a bronc." So he's like, "Well, wait for me to go eat, and then we'll go watch you." So he gets done eating, and then he heads to about $3, and he's off. So they head back in and take another shot of whiskey, and then they're like, "Well, I'll bet you double or nothing, but without a bridle." So he's like, "Okay, well, $7 more," and he's off. And then so the guy goes out and, well, in the meantime, they give the money to the bartender to keep safe, and then the guy goes out and grabs the money, but the bartender won't give it to him. So they get into a fight, and he can see it with a pistol by him, and then right by him. So he leaps over the counter of the bar, and they get into a fight, and right by the money was the pistol, so he lays it right by his head and grabs the money, and he walks out, and then he comes back in and says, well, oh yeah, I'm the guy from the railroad, I'm your new boss.
Not the best thing to do for a new boss. You want to answer some questions all together?
Yeah.
Tell Kurt, what year was the Thai Flume started? Everybody.
1898.
93. And how long, how many miles long was it?
35.
35 miles long.
First it was 30.
And if you were really brave, who wants to tell them about being a Thai hack and riding down the mountain? Okay, Mesa, you want to try it?
The Thai hacks would build this little boat thing, and they'd stand on this really big board, and they'd like have this handle on it, and then they'd ride down the Thai Flume.
And if we drive down the mountain, coming down the mountain, it took us about 2 hours from the top. How long did it take them in the Thai Flume boat?
13 minutes.
13 minutes. Anybody remember how fast the logs got going? How about answer it all at once?
8 miles per hour.
We tried to get the bus going that fast, but we couldn't quite do it.